We're watching this video.
Hey. And also, and now.
All right, so for you, it is the ability to create life, and that's basically what makes you a woman.
Femininity and womanhood is so much more than just, getting dressed up and putting on makeup and just the way I feel. It's who I am on a biological level.
Wait, what's happening? What's going on? Do all feminists think this? Wait, what's that? No, there's TERFs. Wait, no, it's not TERFs. No, not TERFs. TERFs on the horizon.
Men can be feminist. 3, 2, 1, go.
What is this? Somewhat agree. What's happening? What's with the men can be kind of feminist? What are you talking about, lady? What do you mean somewhat? What does this mean? Wait. If men aren't feminists, women don't get rights. You know that, right? If like half the population decides to not be feminist, period, women don't get rights. What are you talking about? They're definitely TERFs, right? This is the TERF girl. This is the TERF girl who looks like she's you know what? This girl does look like she's dressed in like a PragerU's version of a Barbie doll. You know what I mean? She looks exactly like that. She does look like she says like the F slur for gay white guys.
I'm wearing a hoodie that says men can be feminists too. I feel like I have to be over here.
I think most men that are feminists are like usually either lazy, virtue signaling, just want to see tits, or access to easy sex.
Am I watching a conservative commercial right now? For one, if that's the case, you aren't a feminist. And two, hello, is this an ad? Am I listening to a conservative anti-feminist ad right now? The hell's going on? This is a Jubilee video, so yes. Yeah, Jubilee is like, we got these random 4 people from the street, and we also have four anti-feminist content creators. Do they all think the same?
I think it depends on your definition of feminism. Like modern day feminism, I would say yes. Like traditional feminism, like advocating for, traditional femininity and non-discrimination in the workplace. Like I think those things men can agree with.
What? TERF. Oh, yeah, she's definitely a part of the LGB alliance. She's right there. This girl, part of the LGB alliance, thinks that what's her name? J.K. Bowling is like the biggest feminist the world has ever seen. Like TERF Island sort of shit. This is the type of girl who sees like a trans man enjoying his life, and then he like walks by and he's like, "Hello, I hope you're having a good day." And then she vomits and starts crying, and then goes, "They're eggs! You're eggs!" Right? This is the type of girl to pull shit like that.
See what you're saying when you're like, there's this performative feminism that a lot of guys do. So if a male feminist is like, oh, I only support like women, and it's just only about that, but he's not even talking about how like feminism needs to support men or like trans people or whatever, then there is a performativeness to it.
The fuck is what's going on? Sure, like some people in the movement are a little bit performative, all right? For me, nothing I do is performative. But sure, like your average person, probably they do a little bit of performativeness, because your average person probably doesn't know like that much about it. They know what the steps look like to look like a feminist, but they don't have like all of the ideas, like herding cats. I'm losing my freaking mind. I'm losing my mind. Equal rights? Hello? What's going on? What do you mean modern what do you mean like modern feminist? What are you even talking about, lady? Should I be an anti-feminist? Wait, should I be an anti-feminist, guys? Let me know. Should I be anti-feminism? Should I come out? Is that what we need to do? I need my 2016 anti-feminist arc. Is this what'll make these women happy? Do I need to say that they need to all like get back in the kitchen and like I need to start standing Jordan Peterson? Is this what I need?
White feminist voices are too loud. 3,
Wait, what the fuck
2,
is this question?
1, go.
Of course. This girl is the one that I'm watching. All right. Brittany. Her name is 100% Brittany. I don't know what her real name is, but her name is Brittany. Okay. Just so you know, like this girl over here, this like, this like conservative lollipop, I hate gay people feminist here. 100%. 100% Britney vibes. Calls gay people slurs. 1000%. Of course she's on like the somewhat disagree meme. Of course. Why wouldn't she? What do you mean? I'm not that loud. I'm not loud. I love my movement. It's my movement.
I somewhat agree, like that white feminist voices are too loud, but then I think that they become really good at using black women or black faces when they want to, push their movement further.
I agree that it's probably not balanced, and I think it probably needs to be more equal. I guess the reason why I'm at somewhat disagree is just because I'm hesitant to say that anyone speaking up for their views is too loud.
I think that's fine, and I can definitely see what you're saying. I just hate like when some of these movements use black women when it's convenient for them.
There's not discussion about the Latinas immigrant, how they're get treated on the feminist movement. It's always about either the pro-choice side or something else that it's more interesting to.
What's the name? Her name is Brittany. Like I told you, her name is Brittany. I didn't even look at what her name is. I already know her name. Her name is Brittany. Her name is Grace. Of course. It had to be one of those names. I was like, it's Haley, Hannah, Brittany, Grace, or Shelby. It's one of those 5, and there's a woman who looks like this cannot be any of those other 5. It has to be. 100%. Has to be. Teen Vogue bullshit. Racist white feminist bullshit. Fuck you.
It's just too loud.
Use black women when it's convenient for them.
Okay, so on this, the thing is that we can like too loud. Like these questions are dumb. All right, for one, I think personally, if we're talking about like speaking over people, yeah, you get that sometimes when in like this type of movement. Yeah, like 100% you get that speaking over people. What's really interesting, because this ties back to like some whiteness, and I highly doubt like I'm not sure if like almost anybody, especially like this conservative like chick, Brittany, I'm still calling her Brittany, would like even care about this too much. Is the idea of and this has been something that's been shown when we have people and they're in like a oppressed like situation, or they're like a minority or like a part of an oppressed group. We talk about intersectionality, okay? So your life lives on the intersection of all different parts of your life together, and you live in that specific point, okay? And so when intersectionality meets whiteness, something really interesting happens, is that these types of people, once the rubber hits the road when it comes to like their oppression or marginalization, people tend to identify more with the part of their identity that feels that gives them the most rights. Okay? Most rights, most voice, most power, most respect, those types of things. That happens. This happens a lot. And when it comes to white women specifically, white women at times, depending on the situation, will identify more strongly with being white than being a woman. This happens a lot. And a lot of these types of women, like Brittany here, like J.K. Rowling, they'll go really hard on like I'm a woman, my woman is woman, baby, I have period, baby, look at my period blood, baby. Like this type, they'll like pull this type of shit like 24/7. But when like the rubber hits the road, a lot of the times they'll very easily dump part, if not all, of that to save themselves some like oppression, to identify more strongly with being white than being a woman. And the thing with like a lot of like marginalized people, when it comes to like your race or your ethnicity, you can't do that. And so you kind of, you're like stuck. And so like these types of girls will like climb to safety and like huddle in being white, while a lot of other groups of people are left out in the cold. And this happens a lot. And now we could talk about being too loud or whatever. I think it's more of like speaking over people, and you can speak over someone without necessarily being too loud. But I don't know, like the question isn't made for like this type of nuance. It's not like they care much. They want a video out of it.
And it's always about either the pro-choice side or something else that it's more interesting to white.
When you think of feminism, you usually think of a white lady. And I think that's still perpetuated, even though there'd be like a lot of black women behind the scenes doing a lot of the heavy lifting, and often are in a lot of civil rights movements. White women have certain rights they need through feminism as other people, but they're just always taken more seriously by everyone.
I'll read off a list of public figures, and you'll go to your left if you believe the person to be a feminist, or the right if you don't think they're a feminist. Kim Kardashian.
I don't know anything Kim Kardashian has done specifically for like women's rights. I don't like Kim herself. I don't know what she's done specifically on that. I know she's done some stuff for like some like prison reform and sentencing rights, stuff like that. I don't know what she's done specifically on like feminist men's or women's rights or stuff like along those lines. Know nothing about the Kardashians and refuse to learn. Shifty, you got the right idea.
I wouldn't say that she isn't a feminist. I don't think that's her number one thing.
She went from doing her show and the whole like sex scandal thing to like, you know, now she's working in law and civil rights and she's done the whole family thing. Ultimately, I think that Kim Kardashian is a woman that has like done what she's wanted to do.
Personally, I'm gonna piggyback on that, like on her point a little bit, and I'm going to say I think Kim Kardashian is a woman.
Amy Coney Barrett.
What? Trump's Supreme Court nominee? Hell, are these people insane? Am I in the presence of literally insane people? Wait.
What she's wanted to do.
Trump's Supreme Court nominee? Who spent her entire judicial career trying to overturn like not only abortion but also women's rights, turn back women's rights and other black people's civil rights? If you didn't know, Amy Coney Barrett literally said if you have an employee that's calling a black employee the N-word in the office, that doesn't make the office a hostile work environment. If you didn't know, that's what Amy Coney Barrett like girl bossing is like. Do they just mean if you make a lot of money and you're famous, that means you're a feminist? Hello? Amy Coney Barrett was her justification for why women don't deserve like broad like constitutional abortion rights is because because condoms exist. I'm losing my mind. Okay.
Coney Barrett.
Are you people stupid? Yo, this country is done for, bro.
Amy Coney Barrett, in my opinion, is like the epitome of a feminist.
I'm gonna I'm losing it. She is erode women's rights. She is like feminism. Feminism is when we have female drone pilots bombing Middle Eastern children. I'm losing my mind.
She's literally like a Supreme Court justice in like the highest court of the land. And she totally disproves the narrative that women have to choose between having a career and a family.
Feminism is when you have job. Feminism is when job. Feminism is when job? Dude, do you think she's a feminist? Yeah, she has a job.
This meme is very real.
There are a few times in my life, Marjorie, where I wish that you were wrong, and this is one of them.
I don't really agree with her a lot on her political stances, but I think more so as just being a role model for women to be on a level of the Supreme Court where it's primarily dominated by men.
What does feminism mean? What does this word? Do they know what this word means? Hello? Wait, I need to go to the comment section really quick. My heart broke for Leander in this. Wait. Being a woman doesn't make you a feminist. I swear, these people literally think if you are a woman and you have a job, you're a feminist. Period. Who's gonna tell them you're not automatically a feminist just because you're a woman in a position of power? I'm losing my mind. Wait, I really want to know this. Where are these people? Wait. This lady, Brittany, I need to know who she is. I need to reach out to her, okay? I think we may be big enough to maybe reach out because this is insanity to me. I'm experiencing like dissociative symptoms at the moment. I am leaving my body. I am genuinely in an immeasurable amount of pain. Like the scale, you know, the how do you feel pain scale from like smiley face to like a pain, like just dark high contrast, sort of just like despair. I'm beyond the charts. I am beyond the charts right now. The pain that I'm experiencing. Do they think that the woman who was heading Activision Blizzard, when Activision Blizzard employees were cube crawling, sexually harassing and assaulting women in the office, drove women to suicide, and were also stealing nursing women's breast milk in the office, and said that Blizzard did nothing wrong, do they think that she is a feminist simply because she is a woman and has a job? I'd love to know this. I'd love to know. I want to know if there was a woman throughout time, okay, who imagine like a slave wrangler, but for women. All right. What she did, like she rode around on horses, and if a woman tried to like divorce her husband, they'd like lasso her and throw her back into like her abusive household with her like with her husband to get her shit beaten out of her again. Is that it? Would she like go to? Would these girls be like, look what a queen! Look at her go! What a feminist! I may not agree with her on all of her political issues, but what a role model!
J.K. Rowling.
3 years ago, I would
J.K. Of course, they're all TERFs. Of course. Yes, we gathered a room full of people who think that trans people are subhuman creatures. Do they all think the same?
have said yes, and there's still a lot of reasons I would. She was a single mom. She wrote all the books. She became a billionaire. The reason I would say
the fuck is happening? They think I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Wait, feminism is when successful and woman. Feminism is when mom.
She was a single. 3 years ago, I would have said yes, and there's still a lot of reasons I would. She was a single mom. She wrote all the books. She became a billionaire.
Feminism is when woman and mom and single mom and books and feminism is when single mom and write books and billionaire. Have these guys ever? Do they know what the word feminism means? No, he's gonna say but here. No, it doesn't. What he says after this, he could like say something that's good after this. It doesn't matter because I'm talking about this point right now. Because he's gonna put a but here and then say, oh, but because she did these things, that's bad. He said specifically he would have considered her a feminist since she had a kid, wrote books, and has money.
The reason I would say kind of no now is her just kind of weird anti-trans zealotry she's gotten.
I'm not sure if this person is trans. They may not be. But if this person like knows trans people and they're like, oh yeah, dude, J.K. Rowling, it would be like such a cool feminist if she didn't hate trans people that much. You are not a good feminist, and you're not a good trans ally. You're bad. You're bad.
Involved in that kind of undercuts a lot of her other feminist stuff.
I mean, I disagree that just for the fact that she expresses her own opinions, that now people like literally crucified her and really want to like put her under and undermine everything she has done, you know?
It's just she has such a...
It's cancel culture. They're going to say cancel. Brittany's going to say cancel culture, isn't she?
That when you're talking like this very extreme stuff about a marginalized group, that's really the issue.
Why should women like with a platform be forced to align with the mainstream narrative of what it means to be a woman and a feminist? Like, why can't her own personal journey be enough?
What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? What if her definition of feminist is that you have to have a kid? What about that? What about all those women, even cis women, who are incapable of giving birth? And then she 100% says those women are not able to be feminists ever. He moved to yes, who are these people? I'm losing my mind. Women can be anti-feminist. Women can say things that are anti-feminist simply because you have a stupid opinion. You know what this is like? This is like if J.K. Rowling walked into like Central Park, walked into the middle of Central Park and started pissing and shitting her pants. All right, she's wearing rompers and she's like Hershey squirt, just like I'm shitting myself, just like quartering, just pouring down her legs, and she's peeing and vomiting at the same time, and she's taking it and then like trying to make a little vomit shit snowman in the middle of Central Park, and then she says this is feminism, and then people like me go, no, that's not feminism, and then these girls go, simply because she's not aligning with the mainstream narrative of feminism doesn't mean that she needs to be shut down. Why does she have to do that? What's going on? This is not feminism. She is definitely a feminism. See, she woman, and she have money. She has a lot of money, and she's a feminist. That's what feminism means. Dude, I'm eating. Dude, I'm shitting myself.
It really comes down to not that it's an opinion, it's that she's spreading a lot of dangerous misinformation.
But based on what though? Because you don't agree with it?
No, it's scientific.
It's cancel culture, bro. It's cancel culture. Dude, Don't worry. Every single opinion that a human being can have are all equally the same, are equally valid. They're all equally valid. All right. Someone who says that the world is, you know what? I don't know. Do these people think that like Jewish people who don't want to be killed by the Nazis and Nazis are all valid? I think Nazis are bad actually, and they shouldn't. And their ideology shouldn't be allowed to fester.
Very real.
Why? Because you disagree with it?
Facts, like she's just talking about stuff that's incorrect. And her ideas about trans men have affected legislation that harm.
Wild! She hurts people with her language. GOP Senator quotes J.K. Rowling while blocking vote on LGBT bill. Wild!
Trans men getting the resources they need.
Trans women are women.
Oh, this is not. The question wasn't even done. She heard the word trans women and she's running to the left. Here we go. Of course.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yep, there it is. Go strongly disagree. Yep, there it is. Of course. And it all comes together. Like TERF exposed. We already knew that they were TERFs. They open their mouth, they're obviously TERFs. Come on, be honest. This is disgusting. This is gross. This is stupid. And the worst part about it is like I don't know if they're cutting the responses from other people, from like the people who seem to have at least like one working brain cell, like firing, because these people combined don't have a single clear synapse for like for whatever brain cells they have left to actually make coherent arguments, okay? And like one person here was able to say something. I'm not sure if they cut all like I'm not sure if they cut everything from the other people there, but like this is horrible. They're just TERFs. I'm glad that at least a lot of people in the comment section saw through their skullduggery.
I think we're all just positioned here based on our political beliefs, and as for how we see the LGBTQ.
I mean,
True. Yes. Here, let me make it very clear for you. All right. Here. Yes, you are all positioned based on your political ideology. Here, wait. Let me make it here. 1 second. Here, let me make it very clear. Here's how this works. Okay. This is very simple. Very, 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 very simple. Okay. Here, do I have this? There's a highlighter. Where's my pen? There you go. Here we go. This side right here. These guys hate trans people. They are transphobic. All right. These guys, transphobic. These guys, maybe not transphobic. Here's how this works. It's very simple. Hates trans people, doesn't hate trans people. That's the difference. That's the separation that we have on political ideologies here. Hates trans people and thinks that they shouldn't exist and are disgusting freaks who are destroying women, and thinks that trans people are just human beings who deserve civil rights, love, and protection. It's a very, very simple dichotomy that we have here. Very simple indeed. Very, very simple. They say the next ones will be sent by a woman. That really makes me feel part of history. This is these women's unironic idea. Well, my bad. But these people, all of them, this is their unironic idea of what feminism is. They see this picture and they're like, this is peak feminism. This is what feminism is. And the thing is, I really wish that I could be hyperbolic here. I really wish that this could be like a hyperbolic take to make a point. I can't hyperbolize their take any more than it already is. They literally think women have power, feminism. I'm losing my mind.
Here based on our political beliefs, and as for how we see the LGBTQ.
I mean, I think it's also split.
Turning points. Of course. Of course. Of course she's turning points. Of course. Why wouldn't she be? Of course. Anti-Roe v. Wade? Of course. Post-Roe feminism? Of course. Of course. Why wouldn't she be? I support a woman's right to have any gun she wants. Of course.
I've heard a lot. I've been doing the stuff in the pro-life movement for a long time. I've gotten death threats. I've heard every argument in the book. I've talked to probably thousands of people. And the phrase that will always get me, that will always shock me when I hear it, is the phrase rape baby. And
Woman. And I say this out of love for God's children. Be very careful with the words that you're about to use.
Maybe you've never heard this. I hope you've never heard it, but it is probably the most disgusting phrase I've ever heard in my entire life. And I just want to call attention to it and call people out who have ever said that phrase, because you are basically saying that this human being is defined by the way that they were conceived, that their whole life has to be in the light of the fact that they were conceived in rape.
Well, not their whole life, but if we're talking specifically about a baby who came from someone being raped, and I love how the woman that this girl claims to care about so much is now completely out. We've taken the woman and we just chucked her across time and space. Like, the woman right now is now like, the woman that this baby came out of is now shooting past like the Hubble telescope. Okay, like that far. What was it? What? I'm pretty sure it just left the solar system. It just passed Pluto. Just past Pluto. Gone. She doesn't care about this woman at all. Her sexual assault, her trauma, her being forced to carry a baby that she not only did not ask for, but was forced upon her to term, and now be like forced to have like deal with this for her entirety of her life. Just gone. Woman doesn't matter. Literally, women are so disposable to these people. Women mean nothing to these people. Women are literally nothing, but like to these people, they think that women are nothing besides what's between their legs. They think women are solely their womb. I honestly think that if a GOP senator decided to like put through a bill that said that women will now be abolished and we will now just be making artificial wombs, and that's just going to be women now, that this girl will be, woo! What? She'd be going crazy. She'd be like, oh hell yeah, dude. Because honestly, that's the only thing that she thinks matters when it comes to women. That's it. Their ability to give birth, and that's it. And that's it. Not their autonomy, not their worth as a human being outside of that. She only thinks women are worth as much as they're able to reproduce new friends. Degenerates. Haha. So true, bestie. I'm glad that I have some new friends. This is literally her. The only difference is this is actually her. The only difference is these are the same people. This is the same exact person. How and when did feminism get the horseshoe theory treatment? The thing is that there have always been these types of people in like the feminist movement. Like always. Like this isn't anything new. Okay? This isn't anything new. All throughout like feminist movements from like first wave to now wave have always had these types of people who will throw other women, other people under the bus to make sure that they get a leg up. It doesn't matter. It's never been about like the actual ideology to them. There are real feminists. There are people who like talk about these issues and they like do the work and they make and they write. There will always be reactionaries. There'll always be like Republican women who vote against their own interest, and then call themselves feminists, and then think feminism is when like the man in their life allows them to have a job, and they're like, finally, we've reached feminism. How nice. These people have always been a part of the movement. They've always been there. There were always reactionaries. The thing is, and here's the really great thing. The thing is, when these movements come and go, when history moves on, people like Brittany here will be completely forgotten. Do you remember the names of the women throughout time who called themselves feminists and who were actively fighting against movements that feminists were working towards for a better life for this, for women around the world? Do you remember their names? You remember their names? I don't remember their names. I don't remember what they fought for. I don't remember them at all. Their ideas, their names, and their impact on history gets smoothed over just like the road bump that they are. Because that's what they are. They're nothing but a pothole on the road to liberation. That's it. And just like how a pothole gets filled in over time, the same thing with them. The cavity that they're trying to leave in these types of movements will once again be filled in, be rolled over, and that road will be repaved with the hard work and dedication of people who actually did the work. There's a reason why we care so much about people like MLK and even Malcolm X, and we don't care about like people like the Nation of Islam who did a lot to thwart a lot of civil rights movements. They did. I mean, even during like the Nation of Islam, they were like pretty happy with like Malcolm X's like assassination. It's weird how that works. They are going to be forgotten. Right now, we remember them because they're in our face and they're annoying and they smell bad. But once they're gone, once they leave the room, it's going to clear out. And the only people who will be remembered are people like us. The ones actually doing the work and fighting and making the world a better place. Because just like conservatives always will, they will always lose. They will always lose. They'll be dragged. They'll be dragged to the next part. Because I promise you now, there are feminists from before when Grace, Brittany, whatever the fuck her name is, existed, who would have believed that she belongs, like that whatever age that she is now, that she should have like had it been having kids like 5 years earlier, all right, and be like chained to like to a house. There are feminists who believe that before she was born, and thought that was like the rightful place of a woman. Okay, but those women and those ideas got smoothed over and got forgotten, just like Brittany will be. There are always people who try to hold back history, who try to hold back time. They're stinky. What is this?
Look, y'all.
Why is the Instagram player so freaking dumb, bro? Why is it so ass? Yeah, she has like a fake ugly Supreme shirt.
Is the phrase rape baby. And maybe you've never heard this. I hope you've never heard it. But it is probably the most disgusting phrase I've ever heard in my entire life. And I just want to call attention to it and call people out who have ever said that phrase.
I love the fake white girl, like AAVE. I'm just like pretend to be salt of the earth. Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Phrase, because you are basically saying that this human being is defined by the way that they were conceived, that their whole life has to be in the light of the fact that they were conceived in rape. They are more than the circumstances surrounding their conception.
You know what's really wild? I feel the same thing about trans women, but don't worry. She's not going to extend that same charitability to different types of people. She hates people.
You and I are living human beings who are valuable. We are more than that.
What a fucking child. Incredible.
I mean, I think it's also split between, all the men are on that side and all the women are on this side. I know, being a woman, that there are certain things that we have to deal with as women that people who are not, biologically women don't have to deal with. I mean, we have to deal with having our periods and go through that really awkward stage when we're 13, and people who are, trans women don't have to go through that.
Is that really? I'm sorry, but me personally, I think there's more to women than uterus and why I had to put tampons in my purse when I was 13. Is that really the pinnacle of women? Really? Is that it? It's not the way in which you engage in society or how society engages with you. It's really the pinnacle of woman is having a period? Really? But infertile women, don't worry. They'll carve out as many caveats as they need to make sure that they that they always run away from saying that trans women deserve respect. It doesn't matter to them. The truth and reality doesn't matter to these people. They have an ideology. They're staked in it. They're stupid. They have no clue what the word feminism even means. They don't know what the word even woman means. It has nothing to do with biology. It's not what the word woman means. It doesn't even make any sense. There's a reason why we have two words, woman and female, and men and male. There's a reason. They're not synonyms. But okay.
Trans women live their entire lives as women. They don't turn it off. It's not something that they're turning off and then to come up to them and say,
based.
"Oh yeah, I see you doing this, but you're not a woman." It's kind of insulting.
How do you live your life as a woman? Because every single time somebody says that, they name the most stereotypical things. It's like,
what do you mean live like a woman? Because you guys name the dumbest, most stereotypical things. Unlike me, I name really important things. Like, I remember when I was 13 and my mom taught me how to use a tampon. That's peak woman. You literally reduce women to them bleeding every month. And you're going to sit here and tell me that we're going to name the most stereotypical stuff? Please, woman.
putting on a dress. putting on makeup. It's
That's not, men can do that too. That's not what women I can't do it. I'm actually, this is what you would need to play to get me to like reveal all of like my, this is actual genuine. We're not even halfway through the video. Why are we here? Just to suffer? Is that it? Is that what all life really is at the end of the day? We're born into pain. You come out of the womb, cold skin bites, cold wind, cold air bites your skin. The lights burn your eyes and your nose, your throat dries, and the rest of your life, you remain in that suffering. Some people suffer more than others until your consciousness slowly drifts away back into the void from whence it came. Is that really what life just is? Just to suffer. Is ending it all. I was expect like this guy is they're giving me like sparks of hope here, okay? But they're giving me like sparks of hope. But what it feels like right now is like taking a flint to firewood that you just pulled up from the bottom of like the Marianas Trench. You know what I mean? Like driftwood that you just like pulled from the ocean. You know, just you're sparking and sparking and sparking, but no fire is catching. You're sparking and sparking, but nothing is happening. That's what it feels like.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer.
That's how I feel. How it feels to chew 5 gum. That's how it feels to chew 4 gum. Can we watch something else, please? I'm already here. All right, I'm already here. We gotta get some actual. We gotta keep going. There are 2 more questions, okay? Oh no, but there are 3 more questions, okay? They're staying on this for a second. Here, we gotta finish it. We gotta finish it, okay? I may just have to suffer in silence a little bit, but.
Biological. I was born a woman. I can't be a man.
So
I can't be a man no matter how much I try. I can't be you.
And it's just, chromosomes and that's it?
Are the differences just chromosomes, just having children? That's like so hurtful and discriminatory against women because femininity and womanhood is so much more than just, getting dressed up and putting on makeup and just the way I feel.
You're right. It is more than just how you feel. That's it. It is more than that. It's not just how you feel, it's who you are. And that's more than bleeding, and that's more than giving birth, and that's more than putting on makeup, and that's more than having long hair, and that's more than having a shitty sense of style, and that's more than having shitty political takes, and there's more than being a dumb piece of shit. And there's more than that, all right? Grace is the best case for abortion that we have. Anyways, there's more than that. There's more than that. There's more than that to being a woman, to being a man, to being a person. There's so much more than that. The idea that because every single time that these people are here to like defend biological women, every single time what they go to, I was like 14 and I put in my diva cup like upside down. Okay, cool. There's more to being a woman than that. But the second they get pushed on it, now here comes the tears. Oh, there's more than that. So stupid.
Who I am on a biological level.
Right. So for you, it is the ability to create life, and that's basically what makes you a woman.
What makes you a man?
Yes, she's doing it again. I love it. They have no retort. They have literally no retort. It's just they just start. What makes you a man? Well, a lot of things make me a man. Like a lot of things make you a woman. The thing is, he doesn't even have to answer this question. You don't even have to answer this question. There's a plethora of things. I don't even think we have what it takes in the English language to explain what that means. It's something so like fundamental to just being human. It's hard to explain that. We can explain like broad like tendencies that we see, but there's more than that. There's more than that. You have to straight pivot. She can't answer this question. She just has to pivot.
Or would you consider yourself a man? I probably should.
Yeah, I was born a man. I behave as a man. I carry myself
So what would I
through
have
society
to do to
as
be a man like you?
So,
I want to be a man now.
So we can both.
Whoa. It doesn't work like that. Stop. He should have just stopped her right there. Stop. Trans people don't just go, well, I think I want to be a man now. Aha! It doesn't work like that. Nobody does that. What are you talking about? They literally, I'm saying, it's just, it's wild. They literally just think of their gender as something that you buy at the store. It's just like, it's like a Monster Energy. It's like a granola bar. It's just something that, you could just skip in and just pick up. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. There's not a choice that people make. Here's what I mean. All right. And here's the thing. When I say it's not a choice, here's what I mean. Okay. What, and I do this every now and again. What's your favorite color? Just, you don't have to answer the question, but everybody listening, what's your favorite color? You don't have to type it out. You can if you want. Thanks for the analytics. But what's your favorite color and why? Why? Was it always that favorite color? What made it change? And if it didn't change, did you choose that change? Or is it just the way the color makes you feel? I will bet you, think of this. How do you feel when you're called on? Imagine this. Imagine you're called on in class and you didn't do your work, but you have to give a presentation. Imagine that. Close your eyes and imagine that for a second. And the teacher asks you to stand in front of the class. You're standing there in front of the class. The projector is behind you. Your classmates are looking at you. Did you choose to feel the way that you did in that moment? Did you choose that feeling? I think a lot of these feelings are indeed subjective, like your favorite color. What about your favorite food? Why is that your favorite food? What's your favorite flavor? Did you choose that favorite flavor? Did you wake up one day and you're like, I think sour, or like, you know, or like taste. Like, I think sour, I think sweet. Oh, I think savory. I think umami is going to be my favorite flavor today. You don't do that. And even if it does change, you don't choose that change. You don't choose the way you feel in that moment. You don't. Now, we can choose the way that we act based on those feelings, but you don't choose the individual feelings that you have. That's something that you just have to work with. That's not a choice that you make. And once again, when it comes to even gender fluid people, when you change what you feel, when you change who you are, you didn't choose that change. It's just something that came. It's just something that happens. You just notice it and you either decide to act on it or you don't. And that's it. The idea that these people are trying to boil down that incredibly difficult understanding of who humans are and the feelings that we have and where they come from, what they mean, to like the makeup you wear or the clothes you decide to put on, and that's it, that is the offensive part. That is the offensive part. Because they'll always try and say it's more than this, it's more than that, but once you press them on it, they'll back down to the most bare bones, biological, all my bones have the word F, have the letter F like printed on the back, like idea of their gender. But then once you criticize that, then they'll push it back out. So, it's all of these random things, but it's only this, but it's all these random things, but it's only this. They have no real ideology and they don't care. As long as whatever position that they're taking at the moment makes it so that they can keep hating trans people, that's the only thing that they care about. That's it. It's not about defending women or protecting these types of people or making sure that this is like sacred or whatever. They'll flip-flop and they'll turn themselves into Play-Doh just so they'll make sure that they'll never touch be nice to trans people juice.
I agree that our society has things that men generally do, things that women generally do, right? If you start to fall on one side of the spectrum versus the other side of the spectrum, then you're going to be treated as that gender.
I think it's a little obscure that we're looking at it as such a basic requirement, more so that, humans are much more evolved than any other animal, so why are we still using just the requirement of, well, if that person has a penis, he's a male, or that person has a vagina, they're a female?
I think you're a masculine woman or a feminine man. That doesn't make you that gender. And to try to
You know what? You're right. There are masculine women and feminine men, and those people aren't trans. If you're just a masculine woman, you're not trans. If you're just a feminine man, you're not trans. Head empty, no thoughts.
Deny just basic biological facts. We all learn this in high school.
I'm not talking about biology. They're different words.
Like it's something new and different now because it's like the hip thing to say.
I think there's like a lot of conflating of being female.
So stupid. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love these people. They think they're so much smarter than endocrinologists, psychologists, sociologists, biologists, all of the ologists. They think that they're smarter, they're better, they know more than all of them. People just didn't wake up and were like, oh, trans people, okay. That didn't happen. It's not hip, it's not cool. It's not just because it's a funny meme. You have no position to stand on. You have a castle built on a foundation of sand, okay? You are the walls of Jericho, and I'm marching, and I got my horns, and it's not gonna be good for you.
Versus being a woman. Being female is chromosomal, it's what you're born as. Being a woman is a societal construct. They can align, like yours obviously all align. Like you pointed over here, you're like all the men over here. The first 30 years of my life, I was a woman. I transitioned. It's a disconnect with what you're born as and what you feel you should
So
be.
gender dysphoria.
Yes.
Okay, I can believe that. I 100% could believe that. Yeah.
If it was just like,
Yeehaw!
I just wanted to be a masculine woman, then sure, that's easy to do. But that didn't work. I'm not gonna say I'm male. I wasn't born with XY. That'll never change. And no trans person will ever tell you they're biologically born that way, because if anyone knows anything about biology, it's trans people. That's why they have to get hormones and do all this other stuff. And it doesn't take away your womanhood if someone else is a different type of woman. It's a different experience. That shouldn't make you feel less of a woman if they're around, or vice versa.
Do you all feel like the feminist movement should be fighting for trans women within that movement?
I worry for what they're going to, for what those so-called feminists are going to answer with. Wait 1 second. Do I have this on me? There's a good friend who there's a good friend of the stream who made an interesting point.
All I'm saying is that there's a difference between trans women and women.
Yeah, there's a difference between black women and white women, but they're both women, aren't they? So trans women and cis women are like different in some respects. They're both equally women. There's a difference between tall and short women, big booby and little booby and no booby woman, black and white woman, but they are all women all the same. Cis woman and trans woman, curly hair woman and straight hair woman, they are all woman all the same. I agree. Yes.
And woman.
Huh?
What is a woman though?
What is a woman? Anyone who identifies as a woman.
A man with a penis is also just the same as a woman.
No, they would have to identify as a woman, in which case they would stop being a man. Women can have penises, women can have beards, women can have big fucking dick. However big your dick is, women dick, 3 times as big. Every last one of them. Women can have prostates, women can fucking give birth and make other people give birth. Women can be lots of things. All you have to do is identify as one.
So there's no point in even having the word woman.
Yes! Yes! My gender abolitionist comrade. Thank you. Yes!
It's true. If you guys have never met a trans girl before, it is true. However big your dick is, it's like Schrodinger's cock. It's pretty wild. If you've ever like had like a sexual encounter with a trans girl before, it is true. However big your dick is, her dick will be 3 times as large. That's true. Some people are saying this. I had a trans GF. It's true. It's true. It's wild. It's wild how that works. I knew I had that on my computer. I forgot about it. I hadn't found a good use for it until now, and I'm glad that I did. On the gender abolitionist train, it depends on what you mean by gender abolitionist. Some people are stupid, and when they think they mean gender abolition, they mean the government will now come in and if you have like a boy baby and you give boy baby like a Hot Wheels, the government will like kick your door down and swat the Hot Wheels out of the kid's hand and throw you in the gender gulag. No, in that case, like some people are like some of these people who think that like being a feminist is when woman and job. And some people think gender abolition is when society, but we make it illegal to be gender. If you take the actual definition of gender abolition, as in we take away the societal like expectations and rigid boxes that we put people in, that leads people to have like the sort of like painful like transition, and we stop this like idea of you are forced to be this way because of like your biology and you're unable to like transition. If that's what they mean by gender abolition, sure, that's fine. But personally, I love gender. I love being a guy. I love being a dude. I love when I walk outside and people are like, you're a guy, you know. I love that. I think it's great. It's very affirming. It makes me very happy when people perceive me like as a guy, when people say that I am handsome or I am like manly or something. When people say that, you know, I'm strong, I'm big boy, that makes me very happy. I love that. I wouldn't want to abolish that. That makes me very happy. What we should be doing is taking away, you know, don't kill the part of you that's cringe, kill the part that cringes. There you go. You're handsome. Thank you. I love the affirmation. Big boy. I love that. I think it's great. I love it personally.
I mean, it should be fighting for everyone's genders, whether they're trans women, trans men, cis women, cis men, or non-binary people. That's just part of feminism.
I don't think so. I think it defeats the entire movement.
What the fuck are you saying? What you? There's not. Do all feminists think the same? When you're not in a room with all feminists, all feminists are not in this room. They're ding 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 ding. There's an imposter among us. Okay, not everyone in this room is a feminist. That's untrue. If you do not believe that we should be fighting for everyone, you are not a feminist. Period. End of sentence. There's nothing after the human race has not been able to find another sentence that comes after that. It just ends right there at the period, and it just goes off into infinity, and we've never been able to find it ever again. Nothing. All right. There have been no search parties who have been able to return to find what comes after that period, because nothing exists. If you do not agree that feminism should be fighting for everyone, you are not a feminist by definition. And your attempts to do so is nothing but a weak, pathetic attempt at trying to shoehorn your own garbage, terrible, trash tier takes down like an actual real movement working to free humans. Okay? Insanity. Is absolute insanity. I'm losing it.
Every feminist should be pro-choice.
Oh
3,
my gosh.
2, 1, go.
Oh my gosh. We got the absolute axis. What's happened? We have the axis of evil. We have the axis of evil. We have the axis of evil. Listen, here's the thing. You can have a great, of course, Chris. Here's the thing. You can have a nuanced take on this, okay? You personally could be anti-abortion, okay? Let's say like pro-abortion to anti-abortion here, right? We're going to take this in like two different ways. Not the way that you typically think of it, okay? In this definition that I'm going to be using, personally, I am anti-abortion, okay? And this is true. This is me, all right? This is me on the inside. If you ask me, do you think abortion is super cool and it's a good thing? My answer to you will always be no. Abortion is not a good thing. It's not a happy, fun thing. I don't think you can go to a single woman on God's green earth and like when she was going in to go get her abortion, okay, what happened is like after it was done, like the doctors and the nurses like started to pop with like the rollout things, and they put on like a little hat on the like biohazard bag of like the fetus, and they're like, woo, let's go. They have like the little like spinners, and they pop champagne. That didn't happen. That doesn't happen. Abortion follows someone who gets it like throughout their entire life. A lot of people, congratulations, Shinji. Yeah, everybody comes out, congratulations, Shinji. Abortion, like the choice of abortion follows people for their entire life. Once they make that choice, people get PTSD from it. It is not a happy, good thing. Abortion is not a good thing to happen in society. It's not. It's not. Now, if you mean that in the sense that, do you think it's a choice that people should be able to make? The answer is yes, because we will have a much worse society if we don't. This is not about what's good. When it comes to the abortion discussion, I don't think it's what's good or what's bad. I think it's a discussion of what's less bad. And I think honestly, having women be able to make, or anybody who gives birth, be able to make that choice of whether or not they can keep that kid, even maybe sometimes with like a certain like depending, like fourth trimester, like near the end, like a week away or something, maybe not be able to straight up fucking blend ninja blender the baby, like slap chop that bitch. Maybe not. I don't know. It like, future technology, we'll see. I think we will have, and research has shown that we'll have a worse society, more death, and more sadness in this world if we don't have it. So this isn't the idea of like what's a good choice or a bad choice. It's the ability to make that choice for what's best for what's best for the family, to their best knowledge, and that's it. It's not a fun, good, happy thing. That's it. And you should be able to say, we need to be able to have people be able to make that choice. They need to be able to make that choice. If they don't, you are anti-feminist. You need to be able to make that choice. Even on the inside, even if you think that people who get abortions are stinky, nasty, gross, I don't care. All right? It doesn't matter. Personally, I don't believe that. But I don't care. if you personally feel that way. This isn't about how you personally feel. This is about how we structure society and what's best for society. And societies without abortion are demonstrably always less free and worse societies. Always. Scientifically proven. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. Always worse societies with less choice, less freedom, more suffering, more pain, and more death. That's it. If you are for that, if you think that those things are good things, to have more of those things in society, go ahead. Step to the strongly disagree side. The thing is, if those aren't the things that you want more of in society, you need to step to the right.
I consider myself to be a pro-life feminist, and I think that the idea that we can tell women that they can't identify as feminists unless they say that they're pro-choice goes totally against everything that feminism stands for.
What sort of dipshittery tolerance Yeah, I love how this girl looks like she's 22 and already has the Karen smile down pack. Maybe it is in their genes, who knows? I love how her like tolerance paradox dipshittery is, if I don't have the right, if I can't identify as wanting to take away other women's rights, then that goes against feminism.
I agree with that, and I think there's actually something that's beautiful about womanhood and women in general, and something that kind of shows ways that modern feminism has kind of been a little exclusionary, because women come from all different backgrounds and thought processes, and I think we should support the freedom of choice, the freedom of speech, regardless of the...
You don't support the freedom of choice. You're literally standing on the side of the room against the freedom of choice. Okay.
Lifestyle that woman wants to choose.
If you personally feel you're pro-life, that's fine. Feminism as a movement should be pro-choice to allow anyone to choose whatever path they want to have, whether they want to have children or not have children or have abortions or whatever. But if feminism is pro-life, then you've blocked one group of people from choosing whether they want to have abortions or their own family planning.
One of the pushbacks that I would just love to give is I believe that abortion is wildly discriminatory against women and against people with disabilities. Baby girls are aborted at a higher rate, which is so sexist. And so I truly don't think that you can be a feminist who is pro-choice, because these are discriminatory practices.
This
meme is very real.
Here's the thing, all right? Source, here's the thing. If we're taking in globally, okay, if we're talking globally, yes, female babies get aborted at a higher rate. Why? Is that just because we're like, oh, woman, let's kill it, yeehaw? Are you really dumb enough to think that's actually the reason why? You don't think it has something to do with like society, or how important it is to like pass your name down, or how it's not expected or not allowed for women to be able to carry like your family name, and that like idea of being able to like push through your lineage and your lineage living on with like with the males of the family and not the females is like a big portion there? Don't you think that's like a big thing there? Like the China one child policy, which led to like a lot of families saying that we want to be able to continue like our family name and our like family tradition, so we want to like make sure that we have a boy, so all the girls will have to like get like sold out of the country or like killed or something. Don't you think that has like a really big thing? Don't you think like taking away those societal pressures and those societal expectations will lead to less babies getting aborted, especially those women babies, those female babies that you care so much about, apparently, that you didn't care much about, like that you care more about women holding policy positions that hurt women more than actually having protective policies, making sure that less females get hurt. And in the US, this just isn't true. I'm gonna go to sleep. This is giving me serious slide appreciations. And in the US, this just isn't true. This just isn't true. It's just not. People don't abort babies here because they're women. It doesn't work like that. And even if it was just happenstance, coincidence that more babies were aborted and they were either male or female, that doesn't matter. It's not about that. It's not about that.
I am pro-choice. I feel like somebody should have whatever type of choice that they want to make. They should have an equal say as far as, hey, this is my body. I want to be able to have an abortion, or just as equally, I want to say I'm going to have this baby. So, and I do believe it's 100% up to the woman. A feminist should probably be more aligned with giving someone their own choice.
Menstrual products should be free. 3, 2, 1, go.
What? Hello? What's happening? How do you, what's your justification for this? Demons, What's your justification for this one? Wait, I gotta hear
able
this
to
one.
provide, for example, on the low-income school, there's a lot of girls that cannot
Guys, don't we love our pro-pink tax feminists?
afford that.
I love them.
And they're ashamed to ask for it.
I mean, I personally believe that anything that you didn't, I guess, ask for, like menstrual cycles, or even, I mean, if you get into healthcare, I think that should all be added on.
I believe
my
that
gosh.
everyone should be compensated for their labor, and I believe that creating and producing menstrual products, it's a service, and that people should get paid.
Well, nobody's saying that they.
Does she actually think that if we signed a law that made like menstrual products free, does she think that now we're going to like send in 6'7" dudes in like black executioner masks to like walk around like like menstrual product facilities with like a big whip and like crack it over like the workers' heads? Yeah, get to here. Yeah, we need more free menstrual cycle product. Yeah, Bernie calls for it. Yeah, like do you really think that that's unironically going to happen? You don't think it's just we're going to use taxes to pay for it?
They won't get paid because, like you said, you were born a woman. You didn't ask to have periods, so now you have to go out and pay taxes on, you have to pay
are you guys ready for the tampon gulag work camps?
more taxes than I do because I don't have to buy, tampons or whatever,
Is this like a pandemic of women like bleeding through their clothes or something? Because I've worked with low income families. This is never an issue I've ever heard other than on social media.
I'm losing it. You poor homeless women have so much problem with access to women's hygiene products. It's such an issue. No, you can't possibly that and the fact that you need to know how to I'm not even like super pussy pilled. Okay, I don't know that much about like menstrual products. I really don't. I don't know about like women's like hygiene products. I really don't. But I do know if you don't know how to use it, if you use it wrong, leave it in too long, you'll just die. Women are like constantly on the cusp of dying 24. It's wild to me how women exist for so long. It's wild to me that women live for so much longer than guys typically, because like that shows you how dumb we live our lives as guys. It's fun, but it's a fast life sometimes. But like, because women are like constantly on the cusp of dying. Constantly. It's wild. I'm losing it.
Media. Now, are there instances or may there be segments in people's lives where they need like things or they need help or they need the community to get behind them? Absolutely. But I don't think it's this huge crisis that everybody's making it out to be. I just have not seen it.
Every woman should be a feminist. 3, 2, 1, go.
Once again,
no, I'm done. I don't even know or care what their justification is. I'm done. I don't even have anything to say. No, I actually don't have anything more to say to add on to this. Cut the segment. It's over.